Oh, hello there. Welcome to Painting Demo. I'm Brad Caston. Probably know that, but I just made it right under the wire. It's a close call today, but thanks for joining me. Hey, Novala, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you could make it. So this one is what I'm going to do tonight is normally what I would do on Friday, but I'm going to do it on a Wednesday instead. Which is a painting demo. And someone suggested doing a marble roll pour. And I've actually been wanting to do one of those lately since I did my last one because they're really fun. So I thought, yes, let's do that. That sounds like an awesome idea. So I'm going to do a marble roll pour tonight. So I'm going to catch my breath. I need a sip of water. It's been a crazy day. So excuse me for a second. But as you can see on my banner below, I'm having a very special live tomorrow at the same time at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you could join me, I think it'd be awesome. I would love to see you there. I have something very exciting that I want to share with you. Excuse me. So, oh my gosh, I forgot my mic. So we're off to a rocky start, but just a second. There we go. Hopefully that sounds better. It's always good to put the mic on. Okay. Anyway, I noticed right before I came on live, some people were having problems with Facebook and StreamYard, and they couldn't log into their StreamYard account. So I'm not exactly sure. Through Facebook. I'm not exactly sure what is going on there. I know every now and then Facebook and StreamYard get kind of glitchy. But so if you had any problems with Facebook, I'm very sorry and couldn't log in. Hey, Donna. Donna's here. She joined with Facebook. So I hope you didn't have any problems, Donna, logging in. My friend Grace had problems. She couldn't seem to log in through StreamYard. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. But you can always join through YouTube as well, which is a great way to do it. So I share in both places on Facebook and YouTube. So if one doesn't work, you always have the other one. So, hey, Lee, thanks for stopping by and joining us. So I'm just kind of talking about what we're going to do in the demo. And it's going to be the marble roll, which I'm excited about. And I had an idea. I've been thinking about this for a little while. So I was like, yes, this is a perfect time to try it out. So I'll walk you through my plan when I flip the camera over. But for this technique, we basically just need a canvas, some paints, and then a marble, the all-important marble. I've got a little cup full of marbles. And Donna says... see, not this time. She didn't have a problem logging in this time, but she watches on YouTube when it does happen. Well, thanks for that, Donna. I'm glad that I stream on both of these channels because every now and then one of the other one gets kind of funny and weird with all this technology. So, but let's see. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. I'll show you, first of all, this is the last marble roll I did, which is kind of a fun painting. So I can get it in the camera. So I had a lot of gold and coppers in this one. Kind of a fun, just unique color scheme. But the marble just, it does cool things to the paint. So it's a really fun technique. So I'm going to try something a little bit different than this tonight, though. So tonight I'm going to be working on a 16 by 20, so kind of a big one. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to put down a base coat, a colorful base coat of basically one color, kind of some turquoises and some blues. I have a few different shades, so a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. So I'm just going to spread that out into kind of an interesting composition on the or pattern on the canvas. It'll basically look kind of blue. And then I'm going to put only monochromatic colors on top. So blacks, some silver, some white, and then I have some pewter from Amsterdam. It's one of my favorite colors. It's this gorgeous silvery gold color. I really like it. So it's just going to be like a colorful underpainting, and then some like a black and white puddles on top. So I'm going to try to let a lot of the blue base coat come through. So we have a lot of negative space. We'll see what happens. And then the marble should do some interesting things to it. So let's check out who's joined us. Hey, Carla. Thanks for stopping by. So if you have any questions throughout, of course, put them in the chat box, and I will answer them as we progress through the demo. So let me flip over. And then, by the way, you can probably see the banner. Everyone who just joined us, I'm going to do a very special live broadcast tomorrow with a very exciting announcement that I hope you'd be very excited to hear about. So, so please join me if you can tomorrow, Thursday, at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which would be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that would be, I look forward to seeing you if you can make it. So let's flip the camera and I'll show you kind of what I got going on. So here we go. So let me get my keyboard out of the way, and then I'll as soon as I start painting, I'll get rid of all the stuff on the screen, so you don't have to look at that while we're actually painting. But so I got my canvas over here, 16 by 20. I've spritzed the back so it's nice and tight. I think having a tight canvas for this particular technique is pretty important. So I'm going to just scooch that over a little bit. And so I'm going to show you the base coat colors first. These are all kind of leftover paints I had. So I've got some light blue, some turquoise. This is kind of a combination of a few different colors, leftover colors. Here's kind of a little darker. There's a lot of metallics in this one. So these 4 colors are going to be combined on the base coat. So I want kind of a variety of different shades. They're all very similar, but I want a variety of shades. So a little bit lighter and a little bit darker, just to make a little more interest on the base coat. So I'll put those over here for a minute. And then on top of that, I'm going to do maybe 3 or 4, maybe 3 or 4 relatively small like puddle pours. So, and with those, I'm going to use some blacks. I've got a really dark iridescent graphite color. I've got some silver. This is actually like a silver and iridescent white combo. So it's a little bit lighter silver, which I kind of like. I've got a little bit of iridescent white right here all by itself. I've got some regular white, and I've got some pewter, which is, I love this color. It's an Amsterdam color. It's a kind of a silvery gold. I think it's just a beautiful color. So I love working with this. So that'll add a little bit of interest, a little bit of color in these monochromatic colors here. So, and then I've got my marbles right here. Funny story. These belong to my dad. He's had these since he was a kid, and I've always seen them around, and I never knew well, how do you play with marbles? What do you do? And he explained it to me, and I was not interested. But so as soon as I learned about the marble pour, I dug out the old container of marbles and picked out the big ones. So I've got a combination of marbles here. I think I'm going to go with, there's also some ball bearings. Like this is a steel ball bearing, which you could use. So I might go with the steel one. I've got a white one. I'm not sure which one. Maybe I'll go with the white one. I'll try the white one out. So I'll put my little thing of marbles back there. So now I have a reason to play with marbles. Now you can't see the white one at all. So I'm not gonna use the white one because you can't see it. It's gonna get covered with paint, of course. But I'll use. I also have a black one. I don't know. I'm gonna use the steel one. I'm gonna use the ball bearing one. So maybe you'll be able to see that one a little bit better. Hopefully. Okay. So I'm going to move these paints out of the way. And move this out of the way. And I'm gonna, okay. So now, as long as my marble doesn't roll away on me, I think we're in good shape. Let me get rid of the banner stuff. And I'll hide that. And I will hide that. All right. So first step is we're going to just kind of put on some colors in a random order. And I'm just going to kind of spread them out. I love doing this. I love just splashing the paint around and then using the palette knife and spreading them all over the place and creating some kind of an interesting background. I try to make every stage of the painting look nice. So it's just something I learned from doing a lot of not abstract, but still life and landscape painting. If you can keep it looking nice at every level, every stage, you'll usually end up with a pretty nice painting at the end. But of course, that hardly ever happens. There's always a stage where it looks kind of terrible. So, but that's just the way it goes with art. And especially abstracts, there's a lot of stages in abstracts that look awful. And you just kind of have to figure out how to make it look good again. And, oop, I got a chunk of something here. Okay. Well, these are all blending in very, I'm getting a lot of blending. So not a ton of variety. Maybe I can move that light color around a little. Cool. So I don't want a super thick base coat, just kind of a, medium thickness base coat, really. And you could also probably try the blow dryer on this to move the paint around. I'm sure it would work. It's a little thicker. This is the formula I'm using is my basic formula. So it's, 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, really. So it's a little thicker. It's not as thin as like a Dutch pour. So the blow dryer wouldn't blow it around as easily. I kind of want a little more of the light color in there somewhere. Okay. So some of that I might just leave. I kind of like little splotches and stuff. Just hit some of those edges. Okay, and then it's a fairly thick base coat I have going on here. But that's all right. I think I'll just let it go and see what happens with the marble. So I'm gonna let's see. Okay. All right. So now I think you can also. I'm going to try this a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of tilting just to kind of move things around a little. That'll also give you some variety. And it's always, good to tilt stuff. And tilting really takes away a lot of the kind of handmade look, like with the palette knife, it really makes things more abstract and a little more natural looking, a little more organic. So I always like to tilt stuff. Cool, so that's kind of nice. Let me tilt back a hair. And there, I like that. It's kind of like a cool marbly paper look. So kind of dig that. Let's see here. I'm gonna wipe my hands off really quick. Okay, so now let's start pouring some puddles on here and see what happens. I think I'm going to start with a black over here. And I don't want to make these like huge, massive puddles. And I think I want to start with a white over here. I don't want to do the exact same type of puddles. I want to, have some variety. And then maybe this, the iridescent graphite, maybe over here a little bit. Okay, and then maybe I'll put some of this over here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. I might want some silver here too. So I'll do 4. And that, I don't know, hopefully I didn't screw that up, because now we have 4 quadrants. That might have been a mistake, but let's see what happens. So I'll keep this one kind of lighter, this puddle. So I'll put some of that, and I'll put some, this is the iridescent or metallic white. And I'll put some white over here. Maybe I'll put, what do I want on the white? Maybe I'll try the silver. Maybe I'll try a little, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? So we're all just seeing what happens here. Like, I love the metallic white, does really interesting things. So, but these are kind of spreading out a little. So I'm going to put smaller amounts now on top. So maybe a little bit of silver. And let's see, what else do I want? Maybe a little bit of black on top. And I might just leave that the way it is. No, I want something dark. I want 2 darks on top. So maybe over here I'll put some of the iridescent graphite. Okay, so let's see what happens with that. And I'll give it a go. So I got my marble, and let us see what happens. I'm going to start it in the middle. How about that? Okay, so remove some of these paints out of the way. Now the marble roll, this is the fun part, and this takes it's fairly easy to roll the marble around. Just when it comes to the edges, you kind of have to be careful, but you can really manipulate it pretty good. And I think the larger your canvas, kind of the easier it is. But you want it to go relatively slowly. You want to kind of be able to control it instead of having it racing around the canvas. So now this is kind of looking very, I'm going to want it to go more diagonally. And you could always intentionally just roll it off like that, and then start again. So I like to do that. And then you can always wipe off your marble again. Just wipe it off and then drop it on there one more time. I think I'm going to start it over here now. I just noticed Art by Sparkle. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That is very nice of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. And let's see. All right. So let's continue. We got some interesting things happening, but I'm not in love with this at all yet. So we need to get a lot of stuff looking way more organic and abstract. And I want to pull this off here. Then I'll just put it right back here. So this is a very, I mean, you could just kind of do this all day, and I don't think I'd get bored. It's kind of like a game. Whoa. The marble's getting a little crazy on me. I'm going to roll it off. And I think I'm going to do a little tilting at this point, just to make this, just to kind of get things moving a little more. And then I'm going to put the marble back. And I definitely want to keep a lot of the blue base coat. But I think I might take some, like one of these puddles off the edges. So we're moving things around. I'm kind of glad I have a thicker base coat now, because I can a little more easily do some tilting and adjusting. So I'm liking this more now. I made a mistake with putting those 4 kind of equally spaced puddles. That was not a good idea. I should have thought that through a little bit more. And okay, so I've got, so that's, I think we've changed it. We've tilted it, stretched things. It's a little more interesting now. I like it a whole lot more. I've got some clumps though. I need to get my tweezers out. So a lot of this paint is leftover paint, so there's a big old clump, yuck. And right here, where did it go? There is a clump. So tweezers are great to have handy. All right. So now what I want, I kind of like, I like this white corner, but I don't like this blue right there. So I think I'm going to pour a little bit more and make this a white corner. So I'll maybe add a little white. And maybe a little of the, I love the metallic. And I'm going to just tilt that, kind of tilt that off. So I think that's a little more interesting now. I don't like this tiny blue, like this tiny blue spot right there. I want to get rid of that if I can. That might be difficult. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to take a, where's my stick? And take, when I have something like this, where I have like a little spot right on the edge, I'll take some paint on a stick and kind of drizzle it right over that spot while tilting. And that usually will take it right over the edge. Just like that. You know, sometimes you got to help those little things to kind of pop over the edge. So now I'm going to tilt this back a little bit. Cool. Okay. Now I'm liking that a whole lot more. I'm going to put the marble back though, and let's do a little more with the marble. So there's no real rules with this. You can go back and forth, and do some tilting. You could add some paint if you wanted to. It's all open to just what the painting is kind of telling you it wants and what you like. So, oh my gosh, Donna, thank you so much, Donna. You're awesome. I really appreciate that. 2 super stickers. That is so cool. Thank you. So, all right. So I got my marble. I'm going to, should have wiped it off. Gonna wipe it off a little. And I want to get something happening in this big white corner now that we just added. So I'm going to put the marble up there. I'll just start it over here maybe. Okay. So here we go. And this will change things up again. Oops, sorry about that. But I kind of like that, actually. It's an interesting line. Might be hard to see that line, but here we go. We'll start again. Sometimes the old marble just takes off on you. But it drags the paint through like the puddles so interestingly. And you can really kind of control it pretty well. I kind of like this line right here. So I'm going to roll the marble right off. I didn't want to mess up this cool blue area. And let's see, I think I'll put it over here. I think I'll put it right here. Uh-oh, I don't like that. But that's okay. All right. I think we need something happening up here. So it's going to be very tempting to overwork this painting and just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Because it's so fun to do. But at some point we have to call it good and just say, you know what, that looks really good. I like it. Let's not, overwork it. I'm going to put the marble here, but that's hard to do though. When you're doing something like this, because you just want to keep on going. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, my marble. It's a slippery sucker. I'm going to get paint on it. Okay. There we have people are seeing things in the painting, the bottom left corner, like a jester's mask, like down here. You're looking in the, trying to see it. Yeah, I kind of see that, yeah. Okay, what do I want to do? I'm looking, see, one cool thing is actually I can see the camera in my screen, which gives me a different perspective, which is kind of nice. So I can kind of point some things out. It's hard to see over here. It's kind of washed out with the camera. But over here, I've got all these diagonal lines. I need to break that up. Like, I want to break that up somehow. So I'm let me put the marble over here. See what we can do over there. I kind of like the diagonal, thrust of those lines, but I want to kind of break them up a little bit. So I'm just kind of rolling it around. The cool thing about this is it really helps with the composition, because all these lines are going to just kind of start moving around and connect the whole painting together. But now I think we're quickly approaching being done. Okay, I want this. And I'm going to exit the marble right off of here. Kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. Awesome. Okay, well that is interesting marble pour. I don't really, I'm not super crazy about it. I like a lot of parts of it. I can't really point my finger to what I don't like about it, but there's some things. I'm not sure what. Joey lost his marbles years ago. So, yes. And of course, you know, you got to say enough. And I dropped my marble right back in the painting. But it's definitely enough now. It's probably too much. But I think what happened, like, I really like this corner. I really like our white corner. This is kind of nice too. This got a little too crazy right in here. And now in this blue corner, maybe what was bothering me, because it's kind of all by itself isolated without being kind of tied into the rest of the blue. But what can I do about that? I don't know. Well, I know. Since we're just playing around, I'm just going to put some more blue on there. Why not? Let's see what happens. I want to kind of tie. This is going to screw it up, but that's okay. I want to just tie the this corner into the other blue over here. Maybe I'll take I don't have any of the light stuff. And then I'm going to tilt it a little bit more, maybe. Tilting always seems to help most of the time. So I'm just, I'm just messing around with this. Just experimenting. I haven't done a lot of these marble pours, so I haven't don't have like a system or anything for creating them. So I'm just kind of always experimenting with different ways of putting the paint on there. Cool. Okay. So one thing I'm going to try to do is I like the top two corners. I'm going to just kind of let them move down a little bit. I'm liking it better already. I think the tilting, it just, all those lines with the marble looks a little too conceived, we put them in there very specifically. When we tilt, everything shifts and changes a little bit. Now it looks much more organic and what else am I trying to say? Or abstract, organic and abstract, but like not man-made. I think that's the coolest part about acrylic pouring is, we make it, but it's so organic, and it just doesn't look like you painted that. That's what I love the most, I think. So I'm just tilting this kind of rather severely right here. I just want to get this corner. So I'm totally changing the painting now from what it was. But that's fine. No one's going to know, right? Except you guys. So. Okay. All right, so is it like the greatest painting ever? No, probably not. But I mean, I like where it's going, and I'd probably do another one like this. And Annette says she would scrape it and do it over, and I might do that. If I was just doing this for me, and it wasn't a demo, I definitely might, just scrape it, collect my paint, and then just start over again. But we're just, we're practicing and we're trying stuff out. And there's no, I like a lot of parts now of this. Like I think this corner is very cool. I really like that. I got another clump of something. So I really like that. Now, a lot of times, if there are elements of paintings that I like, but it's not a great painting, but there are elements, I'll often just keep the painting, or at very minimum, always take a picture of it, because those elements can give you ideas for the future. And so I've got a whole lot of paintings that I just kind of keep around because of specific things. But so it's okay. I don't love it. It got way overworked with the marble rolling, but I screwed it up right from the beginning by having 4. I shouldn't have had 4. Odd numbers are always better. I should have had 3 puddles, and then they're all evenly spaced, which was a dumb thing to do. But I always like trying to, even though it didn't work out, I always try to save a painting or continue with it and see how far you can push it. Because sometimes amazing things happen when you kind of give up, but you just keep messing around with it. So if it's not the way you envisioned, which it usually isn't, then I just always try to make the best of what you got before you just scrape it and get frustrated and scrape it. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. Just scraping a painting. I've scraped many paintings. But those, usually I'm after a specific thing, or not, I don't have a specific expectation, but I want a specific sort of thing to happen, and it doesn't happen. So I'm like, okay, I'll scrape it and try again. But I like this one. I like this half right here. I think that half is much cooler than this half. So I don't love this half. I do like this half, but so I might mess with it, after the live. I might scrape it or scrape areas. That's another thing you can always do is, and I've done that a lot. It's easier to do with the Dutch pour. You could just scrape off half of a painting and then try it again. So, but there are elements I like for sure. I really like this whole area and all the kind of swirly stuff's happening. And I like this dark field right here. But that, hey, that's what we're doing. We're just, everyone is a unique one. So I'm going to flip back over. So that's a marble roll. It's not a great marble roll. I'll show you the first one or the last one I did. I'll take my wet gloves off. And where did that go? Here it is. So I showed this at the beginning. This is the last marble roll I did. I've not done a ton of them, maybe 6, 7. This is the last one, so that was interesting. I spent more time picking the colors out on this one, and I thought it was a unique composition, kind of a fun, a fun color scheme. And I didn't overwork this one, so I don't think anyway. But so I'm going to check out if you have any questions. You just scroll back up here. Yeah, a lot of comments. Thanks for commenting, all the awesome comments. And yeah, Joy, yeah, do as I say, not as I do. That's every teacher's line. I dropped it right back in there. That's right. So bye, Lee. Thanks for stopping by. Lee had to take off. And let's see. Okay, I'm just checking comments. Thanks for all the wonderful comments, everyone. Donna's reminded of Cruella de Vil from the bottom left. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. Someone bought your first marble pour? That's awesome. Congratulations. Fantastic. Well, thanks, Lee. I wasn't sure about it either. I'm still not. But I'm glad you liked it. So, oh, wow. Yeah, I agree, Annette. Talking about scraping, I probably would have scraped it too if I was just working on this one at home. But, for a demo, I like to kind of push it and see if I can fix it, which I kind of did. Not really. Let's see. Any other questions? So, let's see. I don't see any questions. A lot of people are selling stuff. That's awesome. Congratulations on the sales. All right. I'm not seeing any. Let's see. I'm just checking. I don't see any. I see a lot of great comments, though. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions. So, well, here Navala has a question. Do you vary the size of your marble in a painting? You could. I have a couple different size marbles. I don't think it would make a huge difference because basically only the bottom, the very bottom of the marble is kind of pulling the paint along with it. I've tried different sizes. They all kind of look the same. You might get a difference if you had a great big, like a huge marble. I'm not sure. I wouldn't use like a pool ball or something like that, but I think they're all relatively going to give you roughly the same look. That's a good question, though. Donna Moore wants to know if I'll post a picture of a still life. I'll have to dig one out. It's been a long time. I have a whole bunch of them somewhere. I'll try to find one. Sure. It was, oils or something, like an oil. I did a lot of oil paintings. But I'll try one. Carla, you tried a golf ball. That's a great idea. I never thought of a golf ball. That's an awesome idea. I think I'm going to try that. Carla, does it work out for you? Do you like the way the golf ball looks? I'd love to know. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. You're awesome. So I don't see any. Yeah, Carla likes that. She likes the golf ball. That's a great idea. Well, that's an awesome. I'm always getting new tips. See, so well, I don't have any other questions at the moment. But thanks so much for joining me on this demo. It wasn't, the perfect painting, but I think I'm going to try it again. I like the concept, so I'll try the concept again of that one color, a solid color base, and then kind of more of a monochromatic puddles on top. So we'll see, but hopefully I can get one to work. It'd be fun. But Carolyn has a question. I think so. Carolyn asked if a smaller marble pour is harder. It can be. Like it depends. I've done like an 8x10. That's very tricky because the marble wants to just shoot right off the edges so quickly. It's nice to have a little more area to work with. But I did like a 12x12. That's a nice size. Or 11x14 is a good size. Anything around that size is pretty good. This is, kind of a big size, but I wanted it to show up on camera really well. But this was easy to control the marble on a larger canvas. This one was easier than like a smaller one, at least for me. So, but thanks. I'm gonna just throw this up here one more time. But thanks for joining me, everyone. This was a fun one. I enjoyed it. So I tried out something new, and it didn't turn out great, but I learned some stuff. So that's the important thing. So thanks for joining me. I will hopefully see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, the same time, for a very special announcement that I'm going to make, and I think you might be interested in. I hope you all will be. So if you could join me, that would be awesome. So have a great evening. I will hopefully see you tomorrow, and also on Friday, I'll be doing another live, and who knows, maybe we'll do another demo. So take care, everyone. I will see you soon. And thanks so much, Donna, and for the super stickers, everyone. I really appreciate that. And Art by Sparkle, thank you guys so much. So take care. I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.